What was the inspiration behind this brand new record?
Well, look, I mean, I think this was a pretty pivotal year for me. It was kind of like when I sort of tipped over into having been making music for, professionally more than half of my life, realizing like where you are is the most important place. And I think a lot of the songs are kind of tied up in that idea of like, where's the tension in life and where can you find yourself sort of moving into flow? I know it's kind of abstract, but a lot of these songs are about moments when I've chosen to push so hard against something when I probably could have like thrown my hands in the air and said like, just relax and like let the river take you, so to speak, And I think a lot of the tunes on this record are about that moment of tension and stepping out of it and finding yourself at a peaceful place. It's funny, I was in Australia as they were just kicking off Pride this year, and it was sort of like the first day or two, so they were just sort of like easing into it, putting up banners and stuff, and I was like, dude, this is definitely the place to be in the next couple of days. So yes, keep me on your list if you have any suggestions. I would be honored to be out there and celebrate.
Yes, I'll definitely let you know. And it's kind of funny. Like, I love your point of view, how you're leaving Australia and you're like, oh man, I'm missing out. Some people would actually be grateful. Like, thank goodness I'm getting out of here because the crazy is about to start.
I'm always there for a good party and a celebration of our connectedness as human beings. So believe me, I would be glad to be there.
Yes, definitely. Well, I think that kind of ties into a bigger conversation, just talking about manifestations. You've done so many incredible things in this industry. You've put out a ton of great songs and a lot of great music. You performed at a lot of places. But if there's anything on the bucket list that you're still hoping to check off in this crazy entertainment industry, what would it be?
My gosh. I mean, look, I'm not one to pine for awards or accolades. I think, I think it would be nice one of these years to get a record in consideration for the Grammys or something to that effect. That's sort of one hurdle I haven't quite leapt over yet. So it would be nice to, for one of these records to really land in that sphere and have people recognize something that I've created on that larger stage, and then to play them too would be pretty fun. I'd say my biggest dream is probably playing Saturday Night Live. Like I get on stage and and feel that connection with an audience who's clearly listened to it at home and it's built into their lives and their story, and then to see people sing those words back. I mean, honestly, I think it's the number one thing I live for. When I signed up to do this, I never expected it. And then when it happened and you get to look out at those crowds, it is a real gift. And when I was 10 years old and watched Saturday Night Live, and that's where I would discover all my favorite new music, right? And it was so transformative for me as a young artist to see my heroes get on this stage and like playing live is what I've done for my whole life, but playing live on television is a beast, right? There's a whole layer of anxiety that goes with it that I think it would be a dream come true to step onto that stage one of these days.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to put it out in the universe, right? I mean, life is so short. You just don't know what could happen.
Here we are. I'm putting it out there.
I love that.
You got me on record, Ricky. I'm SNL, if you're listening.
Exactly. And if the day comes where they reach out to you, you better call me and say, listen, I got a front row seat because we talked about it on that Zoom interview.
I'm going to give you all the credit, I assure you.